They're part of the team. Part of the team, man. Can I tell you, part of the team?
Welcome to Tampa Bay. We fuck them up when we raise the flag. Fire the cannons and seize the day. The crew's ready.
What is up, Bucs Nation? It is your boy Sammer and Stanker. You're watching the Loose Cannons. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about that.
That was by far the worst intro of all time.
Yeah.
I get it. You're just mirroring.
I'm a little bit under. Listen, I got the flu. I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm not tip top, 100% right now. But hey, if the Bucs are going to perform the way they're going to perform, then we're going to perform the same way on this show from here on out. We're going to give you guys partial effort, give you a really good first quarter of the show, and then from the second quarter on, just completely shit all over ourselves. So,
I wish somebody would call a holding penalty on your ass right now, bro, because this ain't it. This, whatever you're giving right now. By the way, huge shout out to our brother, Poppy Latte, who's probably celebrating with a bunch of hookers and cocaine right now. It's his birthday, and you know how. You know how we do.
Happy birthday, Latte.
Probably out there popping champagne bottles and snorting lines out of hookers' assholes.
That's a family man. If I've ever seen one around, that's a family man right there. Poppy Latte. He's probably got his nicest jorts on, out there having a fucking grand old time tonight. Happy birthday, Latte. Happy birthday, Spicy Chicken.
Somebody else said, are they jorts or are they Japris? I had never heard of.
Yeah, I know. They definitely look like Japris, though. They definitely were Japris.
Yeah, they're really, really long jorts.
And they're really tight. Right as they get right around his like kneecap, they get really, really tight. Almost like those pants that the British like sailors.
Those are capris.
Yeah.
That's what I wear when I cosplay as a pirate, which you know I do often. Kind of a thing. Well, you know, sometimes my lady wants me to walk the plank, if you know what I mean. If she wants to walk my plank, I don't know. I really could have said that a little bit better than I did. But you get it now. You got the image of me dressed up as a little pirate boy.
I think the draft music that we had from our turkey thing was playing on the screen when I first opened the show. So that's even better, dude. What a great fucking show. What a fucking piece of shit show. What a piece of shit game. 35 to fucking, like, dude, it was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. And, like, you go back and look at Bucs Twitter, like, on their actual, like, Twitter timeline, it says, end of 1, 7-0. And you're like, oh, yeah. And then you're like, oh, the fuck, wait. They scored those, they blew us out in the second quarter, basically. That's when it all happened, because it was 28-0 at fucking halftime. The Bucs had a chance to finally get that momentum back. I mean, momentum changed within a 3-second time span, back and forth, from the 49ers to the Bucs and back to the 49ers, courtesy of the most valuable player on the Bucs offense, Donovan Smith. And from that point, like, Stank, when you saw that play, did you know right then and there we were going to lose the game?
I got up and started to celebrate, and I wait a second, and I waited for the little yellow box at the the bottom of the screen, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Of course, every big play, any big play, is followed by one of those little yellow boxes at the bottom of the screen. You know, we were all anticipating that shit, and 76 is having a whale of a fucking season right now. I don't know what he's going through personally.
Especially the last 3 seasons, dude. The last 3 weeks, he's just been on a...
Yeah.
I don't know what word to use, but on a tear in a terrible way. Like a terrible tear. That's what it is. Donovan Smith on terrible tear. Dude, I should start writing fucking articles. I
think that, the clip I posted earlier, Brady screaming at everybody on the sidelines, there has to be one of him getting on Donnie, right? Like, somebody's got to be getting on that guy. I don't know if he's scared.
You could see after that play, though, like, right then and there, as shitty as it is to say, like, one play should not decide a game, should not deject your entire team, but just like that Carolina Panthers drop by Mike, this time Mike catches it, scores, and it comes back, and, like, they just were not interested after that. I don't know if they were interested. They were just mentally out of it. They just were like, fuck, here we go.
We're a fragile team, bro. Very, very fragile mentally. Like, it 1-2 things go bad, and the wheels start to fucking fall off. I mean, I kind of felt it from the very first play of the game. We get that big sack on a questionable roughing the passer penalty. But I guess they call that every fucking time nowadays when you hit a quarterback hard or go anywhere near their head helmet. Your helmet goes anywhere near a quarterback.
Keanu O'Neal only knows one speed, which is kind of like, it's good at times, but it's also terrible in that moment. But man, we give up a touchdown on that drive. Then we end up fucking it up. I don't even know if that drive where we missed the touchdown, where it comes back, I don't know if that's the field goal attempt, which Todd Bowles, again, going for a field goal that he knows is beyond his kicker's leg makes, again, no goddamn sense. We could probably pin them deep at that point if we just delay the game, punt it, do what everyone does to us. We didn't. I think that ended up... But either way, the defense goes back on the field at one point and gets the ball back for the offense. They get a 3-and-out. They force a punt. We have a chance, and then it was downhill after that. We just did not fucking... The offense basically did not reward the defense, and the defense Dude, Ledyard tweeted earlier today that he's never seen. He said, I can't even explain the mental errors that this team was making on defense. He said the best way I could explain it is as if they were doing it on purpose, like to lose the game. He had no other answer for it. I mean, it was a fucking shit show. Dude.
What we saw there isn't anything new. We just finally faced a pretty good team. Like we do this every single week. We shoot ourselves in the foot every single week. We fuck around, and shoot ourselves in the foot on offense every single series, every single week. We just happen to face an offense that can score points. It doesn't matter who's quarterback. That's a machine. They put that guy in there, and we gave him a little bit of confidence at the beginning of the game, and that was it. That's all it took. We'll see it again this week, right? Cincinnati doesn't feel bad at all. They're fucking drooling right now about to face a team that has been circling the drain for the last 10 weeks.
And we don't have Jamel Dean. And we might not have Mike Edwards again. We might not have Antoine again. I mean,
we don't have Vita. We don't have Wirfs.
Don't have Vita. The one thing that we were hanging our hat on most of the season, outside of I guess 2 games really, the Chiefs and the Niners, is that our defense was going to keep us in the game. They were going to keep us around that 17, 13 point, that area. Then we just had to score enough to win a game. And now we've got, dude, go back to the 49ers. Before we look at the Cincinnati Bengals, I have to say, Purdy has some moxie. Guys got some fucking balls, but that's all Shanahan, dude. And the Bucs making just dumb mistake after dumb mistake. Logan Ryan, dude, he started going the opposite direction of the guy who was guarding or covering, ends up being an easy touchdown. Nobody showed up, bro, other than Tompkins, the fucking punt return.
It didn't matter who the quarterback was, bro. That kid was playing with the lead and playing with house money. 15 seconds of the game, they have the ball at the 50-yard line, right? We give up a big kick return again, right? They get the ball at 35, roughing the passer penalty. They got the ball at the 50. A couple plays and they're in scoring position. Easy. Any quarterback back there. Not knocking this kid. He went out there and did shit all over himself. But I'm not going to crown him as anything. Hopefully they do, right? Hopefully
that was more of an indictment on fucking Shanahan, dude. Yeah. Shanahan knows how to call plays. He was getting guys open, and the Bucs defense helped, obviously. No Vita Vea after the 5th snap on defense. That didn't help. Jamel Dean eventually going down. That didn't help. The game was basically in hand, though, man. The Bucs offense just was not going to be able to keep up. What's crazy is this team is not that far removed, man. 2 years ago, we won a Super Bowl. And they're just this mentally fragile, and it just tells me that something up top from Bowles, from Byron, something is just trickling down negatively that's getting this team to where they're just not interested. The body. Remember you guys made fun of me on here, dude? Body language? Tell me you don't see my body language shit all over this fucking team. On defense, you really don't see it that much. You see it when the team starts scoring, kind of like against the Chiefs, we saw a little bit. But on offense, everybody out there looks like they're taking a gigantic sigh of, they do not want to go on the field. They don't believe that they're going to score. They don't look like they're even excited to be. There's no fun. There's no laughing. It's just not there, man. You don't see it. Mike Evans looks like he's angry. Chris Godwin doesn't look like he's happy to be there.
They're all angry. They're all playing scared and tight, and we just don't have the talent. We don't have the talent, man. It's a completely different offensive line and really completely different defensive line as well. No Shaq Barrett. Look at our starting 5 and starting 4, on both sides of the line. It's completely new units. This is not the same team. Outside of the guys, we all know their names, right?
Yeah, but this team should still be this team should still be better. They're just not schemed.
It's not a given, bro. Every team out there's got talent. We've lost it in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
But you're telling me a Shanahan coached Bucs roster, the way it sits now, wouldn't score points, even with the injuries on the offensive line. They would score points. He's done it since he arrived in Atlanta as the fucking OC down there. He got him to a goddamn Super Bowl and should have beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. He gets them to the Super Bowl as the fucking No, I don't think he made it to the Super Bowl as a Niners coach, but he's gotten to NFC Championship games in the last 2 seasons now. This guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Mike McDaniel, another guy. You get him on this team, you don't think he'll score points with these guys?
Yeah. Did you see Mike McDaniel's offense the other night?
He's gonna have some.
They couldn't protect the quarterback. Did you see what it looked like?
Yeah,
it looked
That's every offense. And sometimes you get out coached, you get out schemed, you get out game plan. But for the most part, Shanahan can get his guys the ball and not have to and scheme around the offensive line's weakness. We don't do any of that stuff. Whether Tom Brady misses the throw or not, Tom is also not getting that much help in terms of like setting up the offensive line to at least be a little bit more successful while they're fucking injured. That's the thing. Like, Tom sucked. The offensive line sucked. Donnie sucked. The defense sucked. The coaching sucked. I mean, that fucking field goal kick.
You have to build a roster to play a scheme, a different scheme than we have, right? The roster we built is to play this scheme. Okay? We have guys in that locker room. We have guys in that quarterback room, in that offensive room that know it all. Okay? We've got fucking Tom Moore, who he and Peyton Manning ran one of the most explosive no huddle offenses in the history of the fucking game. You want to talk? Everybody's like, we should run more no huddle. We should run more of an up pace offense. We've got the guy who created that offense in our locker room in every meeting. We don't have the horses to do it. We don't have Reggie Wayne. We don't have Marvin Harrison. We're not built like that. We're not built to play fast break football. What we're built for is what Bruce Arians built. The problem is now we don't have the horses anymore on offense. Nobody to really attack the middle of the field. Like, how often do we throw the ball down the seam? It doesn't matter who lined up at tight end. That doesn't happen. So to me, it's more that we're still trying to do the things that worked, but the pieces don't fit anymore. Or the pieces just aren't capable of doing that shit anymore.
I mean, aside from the 49ers game, though, there's moments where we have guys open.
No, I mean, a lot of it starts at the quarterback position.
And
he's scared for a reason, Sammer. We criticize, and both of us criticize Tom Brady a lot. There's a reason he's playing scared. He doesn't know where the rush is coming from. He doesn't know where the breakdown's coming from, because it comes on most plays. Yes, people could say he's the least sacked quarterback in the NFL. No fucking shit, bro. He's getting the ball out of his hands.
Less than 2 seconds. It's almost like a second every time. The other thing that people hammer on is how he's such a great play action quarterback. Why don't we run more play action? Why don't we run more play action?
That shit.
Let me tell, like, if Tom Brady loved play, I've never heard him say he loves play action. So we'll get that out of the fucking way right up front. But if Tom Brady wanted more play action, Tom Brady would get more play action. My thinking is that Aaron Rodgers has said this a couple of times before when he's talked about, like, learning how to be a good play action quarterback, things of that nature. You have to almost trust fall with your offensive line, that you have to turn your back completely to them and hope that when you turn around, you're not going to get destroyed. Sure, there's other ways to play action and shotgun and things of that nature, but for the most part, for it to be really effective, you've got to really go through the fucking... Tom Brady doesn't want to get hit. Tom Brady's not turning around, putting his back to those guys. He's not going to trust fucking Leverett and Josh Wells behind him and just go... Like, that's why we're not running play action. So that whole horse, you just, like, cut it out. It's not going to happen until
play action works.
Back.
Play action works when, defenses have to adjust to other things. Right now, they don't have to adjust to other things. They don't need to blitz. They don't need to bring additional guys. They don't need to cheat their linebackers up. They don't need to bring their safeties down. They can beat us. They can beat us sitting back too high, right? And with a normal 4-man rush and occasionally throwing in a game here or there. And so they don't have to do that. Like, the reason play action works is because you draw that safety up. You draw those linebackers up. They're not going to bite on that shit because they don't respect anything we do.
We also don't attack the defense. So the defense can sit back. They know that if the appearance of bracketed coverage or the appearance of a double team ever occurs pre-snap, Tom Brady's just going to dump that ball off quickly. And then all you got to do is rally to the ball and make the tackle. I mean...
But they're perfectly happy with giving us all that shit. The problem is we can't even execute that shit. We can't execute man beaters very well.
Because we call plays where our guys are catching the ball with their back to the defense. We don't call slants where we're running like with momentum when the ball hits our hands. There's ways to scheme that out with 2 seconds, with one, like there's a 1 second slant throw in everyone's fucking playbook. We don't have that. We can't get these guys, like that wide receiver screen is some complete bullshit. I'm so fucking sick of that fucking play.
That fucking play, bro.
And teams know we're going to call it.
Of course they know it.
And they just sit on it. They either blow it up. They almost picked it off last Sunday. Other weeks, the only time I've seen a wrinkle off of it, I think, was twice the entire season with Mike Evans. And it's just like, dude, like, we are calling the same 12 or 13 plays, it seems, and we don't run the ball well. And when we do, we stop running the ball. And when we finally, and then we run it again on first down, instead we fall in love with it. It's that whole mud stomping bullshit.
I feel like we've ran the ball halfway fucking decent. It's just the timing.
They don't
timing of the runs. The timing of the runs are weird sometimes. You can point the finger everywhere, and nobody can really defend anybody. You can't defend Bowles. You can't defend Byron. You can't defend Tom. Nobody's safe right now. They are all culpable for what's going on. All of them. Every single one of them. They're all culpable for this shit. And can they get it fixed in 4 weeks? The answer is absolutely not. There is no switch. The switch has been broken off. We may back into the playoffs, right? But I don't think you fix all the problems we have. We're too far gone unless we get real healthy, real fucking quick, and catch lightning in a bottle.
And dude, I'm gonna disagree with you on the run game thing. Like, we have spurs of moments where the run game looks good. We have decent little runs here and there. Sometimes we get creative when we have Auten in the backfield and he blocks as a lead blocker on the outside. We finally run the ball fucking on the edge for once with Rashad, and we get like 6-7 yards here and there. But then we call run plays on the most obvious fucking situations. And when it works, we call it the very next fucking play again. Second is short. Dude, throw the ball. Throw the fucking ball.
They would like to be that style of offense.
They just, if they could.
We're not a physical offense. When I say it feels like we ran the ball better, I feel like we've had some success at times. Obviously, statistically, a lot of our runs go for nothing, right? And we lose yards on plays. So overall, yeah, it looks like shit. But historically, we haven't ran the ball well as a franchise in fucking 30 years. So, every time I see a decent run play, I get excited.
Dude, I will go back to what I said in that Dallas game. After the Dallas game, we won it. We were fucking excited and shit. And I looked at you guys and I said, did that look like we had a game plan going into that game on offense? And nobody could say yes.
We had a game plan. It's the same game plan we run every week.
We don't have a single game plan for any opponent that we face. If we face a team like the Steelers, who are down to their fucking bare bones secondary, backups, and fucking practice squad guys, you know what we do? We run the ball. If we go against a team like the Panthers, who, again, had secondary issues, what do? We run the ball. If we go against a team that doesn't have their middle linebacker and doesn't have their fucking, lineman up the middle, what do? We throw the ball to the outside. Like, nothing we do makes any fucking sense to the team that we're facing. I watch the fucking Chargers. I watch the fucking Eagles. Holy shit, I'm watching the Eagles. Holy shit, that shit is exciting. Watch the fucking Dolphins. Watch the 49ers. Watch the Patriots. As shitty as they fucking are, they find your weakness and they attack it. And then they find what you do well and they make sure you can't do it and you have somewhere else. We don't do any of that. On defense, we kind of do for a half, for 3/4, for the entire game with the exception of one drive. But I'm not going to even sit here and fucking attack the defense because, again, aside from 2 games, I really can't blame them. Maybe a half of a game against the Ravens, but we just don't fucking game plan. This team just looks like, it's like that Ask Madden.
Not a dominant defense, but it's fucking good enough, bro. They give this offense more than enough chances to put points on the board. We've yet to see this defense play with a lead consistently, right? I mean, like any real league, because we know we're not going to be able to continue to pile on teams and put up points. So, you can't really blame the defense. And the defense, by the way, has been fucking broken for a while. Our secondary has been in pieces pretty much all year, right?
Even last year. Even
last year. Like, so I feel like we've overachieved on defense. And we've been playing some pretty fucking shitty opponents on top of that. Shitty quarterbacks, shitty teams. And then we finally face a fucking offense that knows how to score points, that is a well-oiled machine. We get what we got on Sunday.
And people fail to, remember. Dude, Shaq Barrett hasn't played in how many weeks now? And his defense has still kind of played okay. We've gotten sacks. We've gotten pressure shirts against fucking, like you said, some shittier opponents. But
Bowles is a hell of a defensive coach.
But dude, if you are holding a team in the NFL, if you're holding teams to 17 or fewer points week to week, you should win this. You should win games. You just should. That's a very low number for the way the offense is skewed and the rules are skewed for the offense nowadays, dude. And if we can't score 20, we can't score 3 touchdowns. If we have 4 quarters to score 3 touchdowns with this offense,
Grandma is still in a cage, Sammer. Okay,
She's not leaving that cage.
She's not coming out of the cage anytime soon, dude. I know that you've been coaching me and you told me how to keep her alive, bro. I'm starting to get worried that this is going to be like
I didn't say keep her. I said just barely keep her. Like you don't want her. You want her slightly in and out of consciousness so she knows what's going on, but you don't want her to have any sort of strength to where she starts formulating any sort of ideas.
Yeah, I noticed she eats less when she's sleeping. Is that normal?
Wait, you're feeding her?
I don't know. I mean, she's got a lot of body mass. You know, we were hoping this could like kind of help Grandma get off the fuck out of the 300s because she's way up there.
You should be able to throw in one romaine leaf a day and call like she's got some extra hefty on. Like she should be able to start eating through her own fucking reserves, obviously. But dude, we should change weight. We should change the rule to 21 points. Like that's my thing. If we score 21 points, like just 21 points. Like that shouldn't be that difficult for an NFL team with the players that we have. And you know what? If we don't have speed and we don't know how to like get guys in fucking space who can run the ball, like run with the ball after they catch it, why hasn't Tompkins been called up? Well, like,
hold on, Pat. Wait, put 2 question marks. Pat, I'm sorry, bro. If you don't follow us on Twitter, you're lost right now. Yes, I have my grandma in a cage right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Grandma got run over by Bowles and Leftwich driving Santa. Listen, Santa would never allow Bowles or Leftwich near his sleigh because that sleigh would just turn to nothing but fucking coal because that's how shitty these fucking game plans are week to week. And dude, somebody mentioned it in the chat. There's never a plan B. 1,000%. If Byron's game plan, whatever the fuck it is figured out in the first quarter after that scripted drive, which is the only moment that we look good, by the way, every week, is the first scripted drive.
Might be illegal.
Apparently, I mean, no one's told Byron that you can change what you start the game with. They've told him he can't adjust apparently, and like, how come we look so good on that scripted drive? And what's fucked up is we look really good on all those drives, but we don't really score on any of them. So it's even worse. It's not even that great when you look at it, but still, those are our best drives. And then after that, it's just like fuck. Where's that Ask Madden button every time I need it? Where's that fucking Ask Madden? But like, come on, dude. It just.
Nah, listen, this team, when they play perfect, they barely score. You know, they barely even threaten to score. So when we don't play perfect, which is most drives on offense, it just looks bad, dude. It's bad.
There was Greg Allman today tweeted that, how many touchdowns does Tom Brady have? Like 16 or 17 or 19? Something like that? What does he have? We need a stats guy off screen here. Off camera. Hey, stats guy. Hey, grandma. Let's say it's 17, all right? 12 of those have come in the red zone. Outside of, like, there are, like, we don't score unless we're right at the fucking goal line and it's, like, 4th down. And probably within the last 2 minutes of the game. Definitely not in the first quarter. Definitely not in the second or third quarter. Definitely not. But, I mean, that's a fucking crazy stat that all of our touchdowns have come in the red zone. And Tom hasn't eclipsed 20 yet, which is even fucking like we just don't have. I don't know what else to say, man. We just don't have it, dude.
We don't have the horses. We don't have the horses. We don't have balls, and we don't have balls either. Listen, Brady is not going to do what Jameis did, which is throw the ball up and let his guys go up there and make plays, which he should be doing, by the way. You should trust Mike a whole lot more on 50-50 balls. He doesn't do it. It's not his game. He's just not that kind of guy. Not really a gunslinger. It's a problem.
Somebody asks, what about the story about Brady tweaking game plans on his own? All right, so we're kind of good friends with Mike Silver. So we're trying to get Mike to come join us, whether it's a recorded or a live show Friday at some point, to really give us insight and detail to that story and what is actually going on. But the story is basically that Tom Brady is more taxed than he usually is. He's micromanaging it, so before every game, he meets with his skill players, which is not abnormal, but what is abnormal, maybe I'm wrong, Stank, is that he will then change the game plan and tweak it and make adjustments with his skill guys. And then the coaches, Todd Bowles, the rest of the staff, and Byron Leftwich don't find out until in live action on the field as it's happening. That's not a problem?
Listen, I can't, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. We know who's calling the shots. We know whose offense this is. We know what Byron Leftwich really is, and that's just I don't know what the right term is. Strawman. Like he's not really the offensive coordinator of the team. He is. I mean, he's there to help, and it's I guess it's like a symbiotic relationship. It's not him. Like he's not calling. The buck stops with 12, right? 12 is the one ultimately making the decisions there. So that is just the most puzzling thing possible. Because you would think a guy with 7 Super Bowl rings would have some answers, and he doesn't. Nobody does.
So for me, man, there's 2 things that are happening here. One, it's an indictment on how little control Todd Bowles has as his team and how he's allowed Tom to cuck him as a head coach. There's no other term to use for this. If you are the head coach of your team, you can allow input from a player. Like, in the NBA, LeBron gets what he wants most of the time, but he still has a line that they don't allow. They check him. They make sure that he's checked. Tom Brady appears to be unchecked because Bill Belichick, those guys made sure that Tom knew where Tom stood. And he, of course, gave his input. He had, more input, more leeway than any other player on the roster, obviously, and because he's a fucking GOAT. It makes sense. But it seems like Bowles has not given him that. He has not been like, hey, this is where you can't do this. Like, you can't. How do you allow any player in any sport to change the game plan and you don't know about it until you show up and you see it on the field? That's an indictment on how fucking terrible of a head coach he is right now. That's crazy. That's unprecedented. Dude, I can't hear you. Your microphone died, man. Anyway, I'll let you fix that. Can't hear you. It's unprecedented is my point. And so then on top of that, like, BA used to keep that in line, dude. He used to, like, understand where that line would be. And so that's crazy. And Tom Brady wanted this team to be set up the way it was. He wanted Julio Jones. He wanted Gio. He wants Leonard Fournette over any other running back next to him. That's how he's wanted it. So when I made that tweet Sunday night or whatever fucking night it was about fingerprints, that was what I was saying, that Tom Brady has his fingerprints on this team, on this roster, on this scheme. Is it all his fault? No, of course not. No. Because the coaching and Todd Bowles and the play calling, the sequencing, all that stuff goes into the same equation. But we heard for how many years what Tom Brady wants, Tom Brady gets. Okay? So Did Tom Brady not get any of this? Did he not want this? Or did he want this? It's one or the other. You can't pick both.
Pats fan just said it well. He said, I think Tom wants to run the offense he used to run with the Patriots, short passing game, and run the ball. Problem is, we're the worst running team. The wide receivers don't fit the scheme. That part right there. I think he wants to go with what he knows, and it's just not a great fit. It isn't. I mean, Godwin's not 100%. Mike's not 100%. We don't really have a guy that they trust to stretch the field, although Scotty could potentially be that guy, but he's not going to be able to fill the AB shoes. Gage has been hurt, and he won't be healthy all season. We were told that way early on that he's not going to be 100%. So we're the walking wounded out there, and we've got a bunch of rookie tight ends, and it's just not good, dude. It's just not good. The recipe's not there to do what Tom wants. The problem is somebody should tell Tom, or somebody should come up with some alternatives to what we're trying, because this shit ain't working. Okay, so maybe we do go back to more of the duck and chuck, style that we've had in the past, where you have to kind of, trust your big wide receivers to go up and get the ball a little bit.
I don't think Tom's going to do that, man. Tom's not going to stand in the pocket and get hit like that. He used to do that, I think, because he knew that most of the time he wouldn't get hit. He had Ali Marpet, he had Jensen, and he had, Tristan Wirfs. But I think now he's not interested in doing any of that shit. Like, why would he take that chance? That's why we're not taking those shots. That's why his footwork is so bad on these long passes, because he's just chucking it and not really setting his feet and stepping into the throw or maneuvering in the pocket. That's one thing that we don't really see Tom do much now. Is there's no real, like, stepping up. There's no massaging or negotiating in the pocket. Most of the time there isn't really a pocket, or if there is, that fourth down play to Mike Evans happens where he just completely misses him, and it's just like, holy shit, terrible fucking throw. And sometimes those are going to happen more often than not now that Tom Brady's getting older. And, what we're talking about with this fucking story, Mike Silver is a credible fucking guy. This guy is no schmuck. Like, he knows what he doesn't write stuff.
He's one of the most respected journalists there is.
There's no assumptions when he puts something out there. So we have to take it, obviously, with a tiny grain of salt. But, I mean, he got an interview with Tom after the game. That never happened. Tom doesn't do that unless it's on his fucking stupid Jim Gray podcast, which I've told you how I feel.
They were talking about eating ass on that podcast. I subscribed immediately as soon as I heard that. I was like, subscribe. I even donated. It's exciting.
That is a good point. Common sense. Pat's Tom never threw 50+ times all the time.
No quarterback wants to throw 50 times a game, bro.
Yeah, nobody does.
None.
Other than Josh Allen, I don't think anyone in the league wants to throw that many times. And Josh, if he's throwing 50 times, he's probably running 20 times too.
The truth is, everybody's right. You're right. You hate Bowles and you hate Leftwich. Good. They deserve criticism. We're right. Brady's not playing well. The reason Brady's not playing well, pretty obvious, but not playing well nonetheless. It's all a huge fucking dysfunction here, right? Everybody's right. So calm the fuck down. We don't need to go to war over this shit. I get it, bro. You guys have a fucking Tom Brady Snuggie in your bed, and you listen, you dip your crotch in real deep at night. And that's the way you go to sleep. I understand, bro. I got one of those too, but I change the face out every once in a while because I get bored real quickly. Tom's face used to be on there, but got all mangled and nasty and shit.
Brian Shaw says, I said Brady was washed after the 49ers game because he looked washed. He looked washed. He was throwing, he had wide open Scotty Miller. He threw the ball to the corner's left shoulder pad, who was 5 yards behind Scotty Miller. He had Julio Jones who beat his guy about like fucking 7 yards. Ball wasn't even close to him. He had that pass to Mike Evans. Any quarterback could have made that pass to Mike Evans. Stank, you probably would have made it with your left hand. Tom missed it. Sure, it happens every now and then, I guess, but he just looked terrible. He looked like he was pressing. He looked like he was just trying too much, and it just seems like the season is weighing on him. Mike Evans is just fucking fed up, and Mike's not having a great season on top of that. I think he's injured, honestly. Like, all this shit is going on, and dude, I didn't even see I didn't see from the middle of the third quarter on. Fox did me a solid and said, nah, dude, you go out and have fun. You don't deserve to watch the rest of this nonsense. And I said, all right, cool. I'm not watching this bullshit. And I didn't want to watch the fucking Panthers win a game either. So I fucking turned that shit off and went outside. I was in Georgia in a cabin, so that kind of helped out.
The crazy thing is, for some reason, we're still in first place. For some reason, we're going to get tortured till the very last game, right? Because hope is still alive. And I want to give up on the season. I want to be just like Martha and John Brady, whatever his fucking parents' names are. And I want to leave in the third quarter. I want to so badly leave, but I have an illness, right? I have an addiction and I can't walk away. It's just like, it's a constant car crash every weekend and I want to see it. I want to look at it. I want to go up close and see exactly what broken bones look like. So we're going to suffer, all of us together. Okay. Love us or hate us. We're in this together. Okay. And like Latte said earlier, I love you guys. I love all you guys.
Listen, I will say the one bright spot from Sunday, Tompkins can fucking return kicks and punts.
Bro, you know what's crazy?
That was fucking
People are going to think I'm nuts. That group of fucking wide receivers we were rolling with in the preseason when Trask was doing his thing, we had all those young guys.
We were talking about it. We talked about it every episode.
Kalen Geiger and Tom Tompkins and fucking wow.
Remember we were talking about these guys got to make the team. These guys can catch balls on the run and fucking turn it into yak.
Fast.
We got speed. We finally got something that's different for this team. And these guys didn't even make the starting fucking rosters, dude.
No, none of them did.
Practice, and it took till week 14 to realize that we had a faster, more fearless kick returner on a practice squad this entire fucking time. And I kind of criticized the Darden release because of when it happened. It's like, at this point, just keep with it. What the fuck happened between week 12 and 13 that you changed your mind about the kid? Nothing. So why'd they make the change? You could have made this change in week 1. Week 2, we could have had a fucking kick return possibly beyond the 30. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't be the only one. Anytime Scotty touches the ball, I'm like, whoa. Whoa. No. I'm serious. Like that. What the fuck? That was some speed. Like, I'm not used to seeing foot speed from one of our wide receivers. I know he just has a little bit of quickness that you don't get, and we don't get to see it very often. So every time I see it, I'm like, God damn, look at that.
Like, why isn't Tompkins coming in on a jet sweep? Why isn't Tompkins getting the ball behind 3 big fucking wide receivers in Julio, Chris, and Mike on a wide receiver screen. Like, why isn't that the guy you throw the ball to? Like, doesn't that make more sense? Do you remember Dude, I watched the Rams Bucs 2000 Monday Night Football thriller. Remember that game? Jacquez Green was a fucking ridiculously clutch motherfucker that night. And that speed that he had was just like, they would just throw it over the top, and they missed it almost every single time. But the dude was so fucking fast, and I saw that, and I was like, dude, we had Tompkins this whole time. Like, we had these guys that we could jet sweep. If you're gonna do the short passing game, then give it to guys that can fucking run with the ball.
But the problem is,
why haven't we done this?
Because you can't just have that one package where that guy comes in, because then it's very fucking obvious, okay?
But we have others.
The reason Andy Reid,
we have others.
I know we do, but the reason Andy Reid has all these fucking crazy packages and brings in fucking Pacheco and this new guy, and they're all speed, quickness, and they can all do the same thing. Like, we can't do that, right? We've got guys that kind of do one thing really well, but they're not the kind that you can just, move around and play in different ways. So then when you do bring a guy like Tompkins or Darden or somebody like that, it's pretty fucking obvious that guy might be part of this play. So part of it is the fact that it's such a rudimentary fucking
but you can have more, like, sit Julio Jones and play Scotty and Tompkins, and if that Geiger kid's still, like, play these guys. Like, the staff not even thinking. Listen,
that would involve them redesigning the offense, which they're not going to do. So that's the problem. They're not going to do that.
I get that to an extent, but dude, like, to not think, all right, we have to change what we're going to do because we have lost every offensive lineman but one. This is not going to work right now. We've got to come up with something else that will work temporarily or in spurs of the moment type deals, like packages that give Tom and the offense ability to kind of spark. Like, we don't have a single fucking spark on this team, which is on this offense at least. That's crazy to me. Why? We have to be backs against the wall, less than 2 minutes, no timeouts at home to try to win a game. It doesn't make any sense.
No, man, everything comes
difficult,
right? Even when Tom does make some stupid fucking throws, some wizard throws, right? And you see Godwin, who, like, is equally as a magician, and comes down with some crazy balls. We even saw Julio do that. It comes at a cost. There is no yak. Nobody's catching the ball and going 80. Nobody's catching the ball and going 30 or 40, because, like you said, every catch is catch the ball and fall to the ground, or catch the ball and you've got a fucking safety and a linebacker on top of you. The windows are tight. It's just it's like running through fucking quicksand with this offense. It is a problem. The scheme is a problem, but the scheme should have been changed a long time ago. Okay. That's why I hate that we don't play any fucking preseason games. Like, we had a lot of new pieces to this offense early on, but you never really got to see what they were until the season started. And then you can't really make wholesale changes week to week.
The coaching staff thought Gadecki, who didn't even he was outplayed by Leverett in camp, and then somehow he was named the starter.
That makes sense.
That right there should have told us all that this was going to be a fucking shit show. Like, we should have known it right then and there. Because remember what we said when we were at training camp, and then we heard all the reports out of training camp? Leverett is, like, he's really looking like the dude. He's the guy. And what? It took until Gadecki got injured in, like, week 8, 9, 10, some shit like that, for them to even look at Leverett. And even then, they were like, well, I don't know. We might play, get the fuck out of here, dude. This whole staff doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, man. It's... Byron's just not the guy. Byron doesn't help Tom. Tom is seeing ghosts, because when we do have guys that get open in the scheme, it's too late, because Tom's already dumped the ball off because he doesn't want to get hit, or he's thinking he's going to get hit. The offensive line, he doesn't trust the offensive line. And I think until that is fixed, Tom Brady will not be fixed. And Tom Brady sucks right now. I'm not going to pretend.
Kevin says we didn't have preseason 2 years ago and won the Super Bowl. Neither did anybody else that season, by the way. And we also had a lot more weapons and a head coach who had, that guy came in with intensity. It was his plays, his rules. Maybe he wasn't calling the plays, but he was in there with that red pen. We all know about the red pen, right? You guys know about that red pen, right? The red pen's real. I've seen it. I've seen that red pen.
Okay, dude.
I've seen the red pen, bro.
Listen, at the end of the day, all that stuff, you're still on the field as a football player, and you got to show some balls, man. I don't know. Somebody said balls in the chat earlier. I remembered it.
It stuck with you?
Yeah, you should. I still feel like
Can we get a bunch of balls in the chat right now? I think everybody needs to put balls in the chat right now.
Sometimes you just gotta punch another team, punch a team in the mouth. Like, I know the game plan doesn't help.
There's no punching, bro. This team is not a punch the team in the mouth kind of team. They want to be the punch the team in the mouth team. The problem is that big, beautiful, red-headed center who was always punching motherfuckers in the mouth.
Gone.
Not here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he was the one who was bringing out the nasty. You know, we lost some of that nasty. By the way, Hainsey's not playing bad, but holy shit, do his snaps come back slowly. And it is a rhythm and timing thing.
Wait, you were serious? That was
I'm very serious. That's serious as fuck, bro.
I thought you were just fucking having.
No, you can't lob the fucking. You can't lob in the snap every play because it is a timing thing. It is a choreo, a dance. It all has something to do with the issues. And maybe not the fucking most glaring thing possible, but it does make us.
I really thought you were joking with that tweet.
Oh, no, I don't ever joke.
I was gonna tweet like
every tweet I've ever tweeted, dead fucking serious. And if you want grandma out of that cage, bitch, you better walk down the fucking $1 place right now and make sure we get 31 on the board this week against fucking Joe Burrow. I'm sick of it.
The only way this team will get back to scoring points on offense, or at least trying to get a rhythm, they got to simplify some shit, man. They got to just. I mean, stop making it so fucking difficult.
Or you can't get any more simple than running the same 7 plays over and over again.
I know, but
what do you want to do, dude?
I think ultimately the fact, like, we joke that they're running the same 7 plays. I'm pretty sure it's not the same 7 plays. I'm pretty sure it's like 10 or 12.
11.
But nonetheless, like, these guys, you could tell, like, dude, I don't think I've ever seen, like, offensive players are usually jubilant and excited to get on the field. It's like, oh, dude, we get to go put on a fucking show. We're going to go score. We're going to go dance in the end zone. Like, they look excited to be on the field when the punt, is fair caught, or when the defense gets them a fucking turn. Like, there's action there. There's energy. The Bucs, dude, they look like they're going to a fucking funeral. They're like, oh, fuck, here we go. We're going to go out there. We're going to 3 and out, punt again. Everyone's going to fucking laugh at. Like, they look miserable. They look like they don't believe in what the fuck they're doing, whether it's because of Tom, dictating what he wants, or because of the offensive line, or because of the scheme, or all of those things. They do not want to be on the field, which is fucking terrible. Absolutely. Body language, dude. I've been saying it all year. You guys fucking laughed at me. It's the fucking theme of the season. Body language.
Hammer, I don't usually ask for full screen, but I want to ask you, can you have the capability to put me full screen now? Because I have a message to the team. Let me know
it's all you, man. Go ahead. Okay.
Listen, Todd, Byron, Tom, Jason Light. Whatever your instincts are this week, do the exact opposite. Okay, whatever the urges inside of you are saying, we need to do more of this. Do the opposite of that this week. Let's see what happens. All right, now everybody clip this, and then just tweet at Buccaneers.
That's a Seinfeld episode where they told George that every instinct he's ever had has been wrong. So from here on out, he should just do the opposite of every single instinct, and it should be right.
He had the best day ever, didn't he?
Yeah, he had the best day ever. He went up. Exactly. He would ask a girl out. He would never think about asking out. He ends up going on a date with her. He does everything opposite, dude. Hey, is that what we need? An opposite day at $1? Is that what we need right now?
We do need opposite day. Everybody in the chat right now, do the opposite. Do the opposite of whatever you think you need to do this week. Do the complete opposite. Wife says, put it in that. No, you know what? I'm not going to go there, okay? Because this is a family-friendly fucking podcast.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that. All right, we got a couple callers. 813 has been waiting for a while, dude. I will go to the 813. You're on with the loose cannons. What's up, man?
It's opposite day. What's up? See, the opposite of talking is not talking. This guy's listening. This guy is listening. I appreciate this fucking phone call.
813, last chance. Come on. You waited a while.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matty Ice again.
What up, Matty
Ice?
Tell us,
calling in.
Listen, we need to be fluffed, bro. Right now we are just droopy, right? There's no life in us. We need you to come in here and get some blood flow. You know, if you know what I mean. We need you to come in here and inspire a little bit of excitement. Can you do that?
I mean, a little bit of football Viagra, basically.
Exactly, dude. Football Viagra. Yeah, Give it to him.
The Tom Brady Bucs are old. They're generally an old,
dude.
generally an old team.
Well,
We need a little bit of boost. Let's go.
Well, I know I only got like 30 seconds, so I just want to say, number one, fuck the Saints because we swept them for the first time in forever. We do definitely got no speed on offense. I don't know what the fuck's going on with everybody. Everyone's running like they're in a fucking wheelchair. And actually, bro, and I love the ass eating content on Tom Brady's thing. I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm an ass eater myself, so we're gonna go with that. Yep. And then Leftwich, I'll be honest with you. I thought Leftwich was supposed to be the hire. I thought, man, our offense has scored 30-something points a game for the last 3 years. Why did you put Bowles as the head coach? But now I'm starting to realize that I was a dumbass because obviously Leftwich can't call shit. He can't do nothing. And
what's
why did it take
Matt, I still think Leftwich would be a better head coach than Bowles. I do.
Yeah,
that dude's got some serious fuck you in him.
Right, exactly. And our respect. Why did it take us fucking almost a whole year to fucking put a kicker turner back there that doesn't run straight to the sidelines? That's what I want to know. And then we're playing fucking scared. Brady, yes, he's not playing his best game, but he's 45, and he's still the best quarterback we've ever had in franchise history. So I'll roll with that. Our O-line's 4 out of 5. They're all missing. They're fucking shit. The only guy we got left is a guy that's led the league in holding since 2015. He got more holding penalties than anybody in the fucking league. So we're still going to the playoffs. We've still got to go. But the fucking red zone, man, what the fuck? I mean, Jesus, fucking Christ. I mean, Brady's never thrown a fucking pick in the red zone since he's been with us. So, I mean, why are we not?
It's hard to throw a pick in the red zone when the goal is to run it down to the 1 yard line every single time and try to punch it in. Versus, I don't know, throwing it to the fucking towers that you have running around. A guy like Julio, who showed us the other day, he can still fucking move. He's got some juice left in those old ass legs. A guy like Mike, who is never covered. He's never covered. Don't throw it at his fucking feet. And how fucking funny was the look that Mike gave fucking Tom after that throw, bro?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Body language.
Holy shit.
Body language, dude.
Shit.
Body language.
Body language, all right.
What happened to the fade to Mike? What happened? Throw me the fade, babe. But what happened to that? What happened to that shit? What happened to throwing the ball over the end zone line and just into the end zone? How about doing it outside of the? Did you know that you could? Byron memo. Did you know that you can score outside of the red zone? There's no rule against it. It's still 6, barring the extra point, obviously. You can still score outside of the red. You don't have to get to the 1 yard line before going into the end zone. This isn't fucking shuffleboard. There's no, you can score from anywhere. This is some bullshit, dude. And you know what I was going to say? The one thing that had me holding back when they first made that fucking decision to make Todd Bowles the guy instead of Byron is, and I think the reason they did it is because they know themselves inside that room that Byron needs a couple more years of doing what he's doing before he's actually head coach material. And the fact that he had all those interviews and wasn't hired kind of speaks volumes to me. Same with Bieniemy. So don't bring me that guy's name up as a head coach for this team because I don't think, obviously he doesn't interview well, and I don't really think he calls all the men. I don't think he's a big part of what they do, with the Chiefs. Andy Reid calls those plays, and that seems risky. I think that's what most people think about, or the people are hiring. But anyway, I think my whole drawback was that if Todd Bowles falls flat on his face, we now lose a defense that he's built and revived after 15 fucking years of absolute garbage out there. The Shiano, the fucking Lovie Smith, the Dirk Cutter and Mike Smith, not all those years of shitty defense. We finally fixed it when we brought in Todd Bowles. I would much rather have seen Byron get the fucking job because at that point you can kind of fire that entire side of the offense and him and retain Bowles, and you still have the defense. But now, if Bowles falls flat on his face, he will be back next year, folks. He's not getting fired after the season. Byron, probably a different story. But if he falls flat on his face next year, we're starting all over, probably across the entire fucking roster. Levante will most likely be gone. It's going to be an absolute restart button slamming if Byron or not Byron, if Bowles fails at the end of next season.
Well, Bowles isn't going anywhere after this offseason.
No.
But I think Leftwich goes when Brady goes. If Brady goes at the end of the season, so does Leftwich.
I think Leftwich is gone no matter what. I don't think he's going to survive it. I just think that there will be pressure to make Byron make that change. You can't. Not
You
by
mean
Todd.
Todd.
Todd's not. You can't stand by that guy after what you saw happen. Like you just can't. You can't explain to anybody why you keep a guy who only managed to score 17 points or not even fucking 17 points a game with this offense, regardless of the fucking issues. He would have to make a change. He would have to get a guy that Tom vibes well with, Tom works well with, something like that. Because believe it or not, Tom is either going to be retired or he's going to be a Buck. I don't think he's going to play for anybody else, and that includes the fucking Raiders. And if it's the Raiders, it would be a ticket sales type of tactic on their part, but I really don't see him. Remember, he has a family.
Tom is not coaching or playing anywhere else. His kids, he's got split custody of his kids now, which I guess is down the road in Miami or wherever the fuck it is. He's not going to the West Coast, dude. He's not leaving his kids,
and he's not going to move them for 1, maybe 2 years. He's not going to play till he's 47. Fuck out of here. If he comes back, it will be as a Buck. So,
and Tua is proving that he can fucking play. They're not replacing him in Miami for him either, so he ain't going nowhere.
And the 49ers, this whole thing that he's going to play. Why would the 49ers go after Tom Brady when they have Trey Lance, Jimmy G, and this Purdy guy? Jimmy G's probably be gone. But like Shanahan be like, dude, I could play with these guys. Why the fuck would I get a guy who can't even move? Like Purdy was good against us because he also was able to maneuver the pocket. He fucking juked the fuck out of Devin White on a play where Devin White just was out of his fucking shoes on like this, and he's not athletic, but he can move. Why would anyone go from that to a Tom Brady?
We got a little breaking news in the chat. Maria says that Tom's going to Montana. What do you mean by that, Maria?
He goes to Montana in the offseason. There's no team in Montana, Maria. What the fuck are you talking about?
What is he going there for exactly, Maria?
The Montana Brady's
Muffins?
New franchise. Montana Brady.
Montana Muffins.
He lives. Yeah, here. That's not what we're not talking about that.
Maria, be honest right now in the chat room for everybody. Have you ever stalked Tom Brady? Have you ever driven by his house? Have you ever, I don't know, crawled into his bed, sniffed his underwear? Be honest right now in the chat.
Clout says Tom Brady will be going to the XFL. Listen, when he's 47 and he can't stay home because he can't get his competitive juices satisfied, he will go to the XFL. I guarantee you that will happen.
I knew it. I knew Maria was a fucking panty sniffer. Or in this case, I'm pretty sure the underwear that Tom wears is panties for sure.
He wears panties for sure.
Yeah,
Tony Tegas says Todd can't have a winning season with a healthy Tom Brady. If you think that gets any better without Tom, you are nuts. Listen, if Tom goes,
because Todd and Tom, this doesn't have a good ring to it. But you know what does?
Yeah, but they're TB. They're both TB.
That's why it's bad, right?
TB, and TB like that.
No, you need TB and KT.
Listen, the way if Tom doesn't come back next season, is basically Todd playing for or coaching for his job, or Kyle Trask earning us a very high pick because sorry, Stink, I don't see it. I saw flashes.
I don't see it either, but who knows? Who fucking knows?
Who knows?
Hey, bro, listen, haven't seen it ever. Outside of Doug Williams, it's never happened here before. So, you never know.
But either way, if they are in that in the running for one of those top quarterbacks, I hope to God that Todd Bowles is gone because there is no way in hell that man's mentality and his approach to a football game is going to help develop any quarterback, dude. It will kill a quarterback.
Hold on. Greg DeCruz said Tom wants to come back and wear the creamsicles next year. Thank God he's not wearing them this year, dude. You know that would be being blamed right now for this season.
Oh, yeah.
If they had worn the creamsicles this year and looked like this, that's it. Sammer would have won. The good guys would have lost, and we'd never ever fucking see the creamsicles again.
We don't need to see them. We don't need to see them. They're from
yes, we do.
They're from an era of laughter and
we're living in an era of laughter right now, and we have fucking Tom Brady as our quarterback.
We won in these uniforms. We never won in those, man. We got into an FC championship once out of luck, basically, and then we ran off. We ran off our quarterback who got us there, and then he cursed those uniforms
because we had an old racist ass fucking owner.
Yeah. And he fucking cursed he cursed those uniforms. That's why they went. That's why they moved away.
No, Doug already lifted the curse, dude.
No, he didn't, dude. He will never forgive them. Ever.
You're just mad because, I don't know, maybe you just hate orange. Or creamsicle.
I'm not a fan of that soft ass Easter colored fucking uniform. You're right. Nothing screams strong and aggressive than a pastel orange.
You know what? I don't trust a man who's afraid to wear pastels.
I'll wear pastels, but not pastel orange, dude. That is not.
You
That's
saw
not a warrior color.
you saw Big Mike just draped in orange with that big white beard. How sexy did he look?
He was wearing orange. He was wearing creamsicle. There's a
That
very
was
big
creamsicle.
difference.
He always wears creamsicle.
No, he was wearing orange.
I disagree.
You guys all buy these fucking jerseys and hoodies and shit. None of those are the actual creamsicle.
It's not flattering on your figure, John V. That's maybe you need to lose some weight. All right. I'm not here to fat shame you, John. But if the creamsicles don't look good on your man titties, that says more about you than it does about the creamsicles.
Clout says, Brain, you've been laughing. I've been crying. I don't know who Brain is, but maybe he said Brian. But all right, we got one more call. 678, you're on the Loose Cannons. What's up? 6, 7,
Hello?
8. Yes.
Smitty.
Hey, this is prime time,
Please,
baby.
please pray for us.
This is prime time, baby. I'm coming down to the Cincinnati game. I'm coming. If you can hear me in the sound of my voice, I'm coming. And I'm bringing my luggage. And that's Louis Vuitton, baby. What's up, Stank on you? And Samuel Ali. What's good, baby? This is prime time, baby.
Bro, Smitty, are you really coming?
Wait, no, this is
I'm
Deion
coming,
saying.
man.
Wait,
I'm coming like prime. Yo, I'm coming, man. I want to know where I'm bringing my family, not the kids, but my brothers. We coming down, and we want to know where the tailgate's at, man. Where the tailgate's at, bro?
You're wherever we are. I know that.
Why are you doing this to yourself?
What's that? I ain't paying to go to the game, man. I'm gonna come to I just want to party with y'all, man. I'm still gonna ride with my team.
So you're coming down here just to party and tailgate? You're not going to go to the game?
Yeah, that's it. I ain't gonna pay the motherfuckers $200-something and they do it like this, man.
We got to figure that out.
Oh, listen, pre-game, you walk
man,
out.
I got money, but
you will get a
you know what I
ticket
can do
for
$200.
You'll get it. No, you'll get a ticket for $100, man. But pre-game, yeah.
Hey,
I need three, man. I need 3 tickets for 100, each.
I am not joking, Smitty. If you wait an hour before the game, even 30 minutes, they are everywhere. They will even give you buy one get one from certain sellers, dude. It's so
damn. John V's coming down too. Why are y'all picking this game?
Man, you know what? We did this a long time ago. We didn't know this was gonna happen. We had planned this, man. My grandson was born yesterday. Planned this, man. I got to come down there and celebrate. I'm gonna smoke a couple of cigars in Ybor City. Man, I'm coming, man.
When are you coming? Because smoking cigars in Ybor City is what I do. So you need to hit me up so we can connect beforehand.
Hey, man, I tried to hit you up, and Samuel Ali, he said, damn, I ain't answering this motherfucking call. He might be crazy than a motherfucker.
I've been in a cabin in Georgia for 4 days, and then the last 2 days I've been suffering a flu. I'm currently drenched in sweat under here and freezing cold. So
why are you wearing a fucking hoodie, bro? Take your shirt off.
I'm cold.
Hey, man, before I get cut off, man, where's the tailgate if I don't?
I'll send you.
Try to reach out to you, Sam.
Smitty,
I'll reach out to Sam.
I will send you all the info where to meet up. But I need you to give us a take on the game or give us a prayer. Don't worry about the tailgate.
We need
to take on the game, man. You know what? Like prime time would do. I think we should have built within the trenches, man, to protect Tom.
Yeah.
I think, man, we needed some young guns. We got too many. I was at first, I said, Don Julio, but that's gone. We should have had some young players, man, some youth instead of them old players, man. We look old. And I can tell Mike is hurt, man, for real. He like he's playing hurt. And we need to start doing that fucking in and around with Julio Jones. Oh, that's like we playing backyard football. Why you going to do in and around? That's crazy as hell. That's crackheaded. Anyway, we need to stop doing that, what you call that, the thing with Chris, somebody called Chris Brown. Chris the God. What's that pass they always throw with Chris the God about
screen? Yeah,
the screen. They about to get him hurt again. Come on, man. It's like we do good at the first round and we go right back to passing again. That dude Byron's got to be more creative, man. He's not it, man. Then Todd Bowles got the shit face. We looking around like, what the fuck is going on? You need to talk to your OC and get with him, man. Then you got Tom doing the remix on the plays and shit. He probably said, this motherfucker know what the fuck he doing. And I'm going to come up with the play. I don't know what's going on, man. We may not even make it to the playoffs, man. Because if we lose and we lose to the Panthers, God forbid that happens, we out of here. So we got to beat the Panthers. We got to basically beat the Panthers and the Falcons. I ain't worried about them, but anyway, we playing right now, man, we got to do better. But anyway, man, I'm praying. That's why I'm coming out, because I need them to win today and the rest of these other games. I was talking to Joe Buck fan the other day, but that's nothing. I'm not gonna talk on that. Anyway, man.
Smitty.
Message me, man, and I definitely want to get with you guys. We got to turn it up, man. You know, we got
Congrats on the new grandbaby.
Yes, congrats.
Thanks,
Smitty.
man.
Congrats on the grandchild. And yes, we will connect and we will have a fun fucking time leading up to an absolute ass kicking, as I really think will occur. But it got me thinking a little bit, and some people in the chat too. Dude, do you remember last year how many screen passes we threw to running backs? Well, when was the last time we ran one of those? I
don't know, bro.
And when you go against a defense like the Niners that are aggressive,
not like those plays,
and they try to get after you, that they want to rush the pass, or they want to fucking pin their ears back. How do you, as coach, Stink, put on your coach cap? How do you slow that rush down? How do you make them think? How do you kind of neuter that pass rush early on in a game?
Well, there's a couple different ways. The problem is most of our plays are at the line of scrimmage or just off the line of scrimmage. We do enough of that behind the line of scrimmage shit. Yeah, tossing it to the backs can help. Setting up screens can work. But I think the answer is getting more aggressive, throwing the ball vertically. Because that's what we're not doing. You want to back the defense off a little bit. You want to make them pay for blitzing. Because remember, it's a numbers game.
No, I'm not really talking about the blitz. I'm talking about just the 4-man rush. And usually the way to do that is early on in the game, first couple series, you call a running back screen. You let these guys pin their ear back, come back at you. And then, first of all, it gets them tired. And second of all, it makes them pause for a little bit moving forward. You got to sprinkle that. We haven't called a running back screen. I don't even remember the last time we called one, dude.
And Rashad's the kind of back you want to throw it to if he can hold on to the football, because I don't like the trend. I don't like the fumbling trend, Rashad. We like you, but we will hate you real quick if you keep on fucking giving that ball.
But you got a guy in Sneak, Vaughn, and you've got a guy in Geo. Good hands.
Leonard's got great hands.
Leonard is slow. I don't think he's a good screen running back.
Oh, Leonard isn't slow. He just has to run the ladder drill with his little baby legs for a good 3-4 seconds. And then once he gets that momentum, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean? I love seeing the little pitter patter.
I can't do ladder drill Lenny. I'm just done with him, dude. If Tom Brady wasn't on this team, Lenny would never touch the ball. Tom
Brady said he loves Leonard Fournette more than Leonard Fournette's own mama does. That's what Tom said.
That's why he's still on this team, and that's why he still somehow sees the field. It's because he's Tom's dude. If he wasn't for Tom, what's that? There's that clip where Todd Bowles goes, "Fucking Lenny, just get it." He said that while watching him on a 3rd and 1, or maybe a 4th and 1, whatever it was. You know that they're not in love with him. But because he's Tom's dude. He's just fucking running ladder drills out there, man.
I saw you running ladder drills. And if anybody else wants to see Sam Riley run ladder drills, just go back a few episodes.
Excellent footwork, right?
Yeah. He's got pretty good damn footwork. I never really thought, I was talked a lot of shit. Maybe it's your basketball background, but you have good footwork.
Listen, I was a DB in high school and a backup quarterback, man. I got good footwork. And I play ball. I play basketball. And a key to being an old man who plays basketball is having an old man game. An old man game is centered solely around good footwork. You got to have, because I'm not going to fucking beat you to the basket, but I'm going to out footwork the fuck out of you. I'm going to fucking Hakeem Olajuwon the fuck out of your ankles to get me an easy little right off the fucking glass.
I just back you in. I got them big ass thick knee braces, right? I just back. Keep on bumping you back. You turn around with my ass fucking hook. Yeah, it's unstoppable. I will school all of y'all in here. Clout, Common Sensei, Crown, Tyler, Brian Shaw. Y'all don't want to see me on the court.
You know who we need? You know who we need, man? On this team? We need to go get fucking LaShawn McCoy back. That's what this
No, we don't, bro. No, we don't.
It's time. It's time to bring back Shady McCoy, baby. Time to bring him back. Anyway, dude. Fuck. I don't know what else to say. I'm fucking done with this game, though. The Cincinnati Bengals game's coming up. We got Bucking Idiots coming soon this week, right?
We do. Friday. Listen, you guys want to be a part of the Bucking Idiots? There's only a few spots left, okay? And I got to be selective because everybody wants to be heard. The last few weeks, I had Sly Stallone call. What?
Wait. I'm gonna give you full screen so you can chop this up later. But I want to give you full screen. Go ahead and let people know. Let people know how they can be part of one of the greatest and weirdest Buccaneers podcasts ever.
Wait, let me pull up my little thing on here and make sure I give the right phone number. Okay, got it.
That has made a return to the loose.
Buccaneers may return. If you guys haven't seen an episode yet and you think that this podcast is good, wait till you see an episode of the Buccaneers. Where do you find the Buccaneers? Well, I'm glad you asked. You find it right here on Loose Cannon's page on YouTube. You'll see it. You'll see most of the headlines say this person's an idiot, that person's an idiot. Those are the Buccaneers shows. It's just me and you guys. What you do is you call in and you leave me a voicemail. And the number is 813-444-2318. You can call me right now and you leave me a voicemail. Keep it around 90 seconds or under. You can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I'm going to play it on the show. I'm going to talk to you. You know, you can record it 14 times. Just make sure you send me a good one. Come with your A game. And it's fucking weird. All right? It's the weirdest Bucs-based podcast in the history of Bucs-based podcasts out there. And there's a lot of weird ones.
Who's the weirdest phone call you gotten so far? I heard you got some celebrities calling in, obviously, but
I had Sly call in. Probably my favorite celebrity calls. I got a lot of celebrities calling me, but you know, I got to weed them out. They all want to be a part of the show, as you can expect. I think I had Don Corleone or the Godfather.
Wait, the Don?
Yeah, the Don called me. Audio quality was a little bit weird last week. I'll get that corrected. I got this whole staff of interns back here. They're gonna correct all that. And no, dude, you never know who's gonna call in on the show. I got invites out to everybody. Tom Brady could call in one week. You know, me and Tom talk all the time, which is how I've seen the Red Pen, because he got that shit and just snapped that bitch. I said, "Fuck you, Red Pen. This is my offense." He hates Red Pen.
Yeah, there's no red pens allowed in those hotel meetings that he holds prior to.
No, he doesn't even like the color red.
Why do you think we wear white so fucking often?
That's exactly why we wear white all the time, because Tom Brady hates the color red, and that's why he wanted the creamsicle so bad. But of course, Byron Leftwich is probably to blame for it.
I mean, the only time we've worn red is when the opponent has forced us to wear red because they want to wear white at home.
Hey, bro, how much do the Glazers hate those pewter uniforms? Because we haven't seen those yet this season. They must hate those uniforms.
I don't think we won in them other than once in Denver. I think that's probably why.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, clearly they don't care about selling the merch and getting people excited about it, because they haven't even put it on the schedule, not even once.
Yeah, those are good uniforms. I like those. Yeah. They should change the numbers to
Will Grandma make it out of the jail before 2022? You must have tuned in late. We already talked about Grandma. Grandma, she knows she's in there. She's doing a term. All right. Grandma's doing a bid. All right. Grandma knows she ain't coming out for a while.
Listen, a couple people in here said that they're not going to watch the game because they're doing the opposite this Sunday.
Doing the opposite. Don't watch the game.
Don't watch the game.
Don't watch my podcast. Well, no, wait. If you've never watched it before, watch it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And also, if you're going to games and you're like winless, just stop going to games. Stink.
Wait, we did the last time we won. I didn't attend.
No, you were there. You were there for that.
Oh, I was there for the Saints game.
Yeah, you were there for the. Anyway, we swept the Saints this year, so all in all, season's pretty much a fucking success, regardless of what happens. But yeah, hey, 49ers are gone.
Now we're Saints fans. Now we're Saints.
No, we're not. Still fuck the Saints. There's no opposite on that. And also, all you people that want us to hire Sean Payton, one, there's no way we're going to send them shit because they still own his rights. So we're not sending the Saints any fucking compensation. Two, they would never do that back for us. And you know what? Fuck that guy. He's still the most punchable motherfucker in the entire galaxy. So fuck him. I don't want to see Sean Payton here. I don't care how much him and Tom Brady are friends. Not happening.
You know the best thing that Sean Payton could do, right, is retire. Just retire, and the Saints get nothing, and they get stuck with fucking DA and that dog shit fucking team and that terrible pedophile.
They have a good defense,
Catholic Church loving town.
They have a good defense, and they're probably going to go through the same thing we're going through. They got to fire. They got to fire their defensive coordinator /head coach.
They got rid of their heart and soul, who plays for the Eagles now, former Gator, and I still hate him, by the way. I will never love you, ever.
CJ Gardner.
Never.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later in the week. Go Bucs, I think.
Bucs.
Or something. Or no? Maybe? No?